Tēnei te mihi nui, kia koutou aroha, kia te kori a te 2024. And that means, everyone, welcome, with my dear friend Shirley, Priestess P.O.P, who is joining me for a short interview transmission channel. We don't know where we're going to go, do we? Here we are together, and welcome, Priestess. What did to say about the dimensions, because I think we might be speaking in ET, you and I. And if you are an ET listener, put on your ET ears, because we have gone galactic.
Oh my God, you're talking to me about ETs. Really, like, it's so funny, because when I went to Carmelle last year with the group, and they were like, the Syrians are here, we can see the blue beams. And I was like, we've been here the whole time.
Where have you been?
I've always been. Like I was like, I've always been here. I've always been the weird one, that has always looked up at the sky. And, and it's paid off, I tell you, it's paid off.
It has. I really do need to share with our listeners who will be listening to this that this beautiful star that I'm with is Shirley Ali. She is a young woman, only 37 years old. She was born in
It's pronounced as Lautuka.
Lautuka.
Yeah. And as young kids, when we couldn't pronounce it, we used to always go, oh, I'm from Lakota. And recently I realized that Lakota is actually a tribe as well. So it's pronounced as Lautuka. It's the sugar city of the Fiji Islands.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that is where Shirley was born. She was brought up with the principles of the Muslim faith and a way of being. She currently resides in Whangamata, New Zealand, which is one of the most beautiful places in the world. The beaches are just the best. You've got to go there. And she is the founder of Clean and Clear, a conscious service working with ethereal wisdom in this now timeline, which is pretty damn cool. So we are going to talk a little bit about Shirley and what motivates her, and then we got in this video, and then we're going to go into her number one spiritual practice. It's going to be quite short, because we know you on YouTube. You don't have much tolerance for long interviews. So starting with you, my beautiful friend who looks to the sky, who embraces all things galactic. Tell us about you and your motivations in this now timeline.
Yeah. Okay, I can talk about this all day. Okay, so my journey to Whangamata is divinely guided, I can tell you that. As you mentioned, that I was called here. I didn't know how or what or anything. I grew up in Auckland, being a city girl until 2014. Mm-hmm. And that's when I had a sort of, something went off, and I decided that I hadn't traveled like anywhere by myself in New Zealand. Like I was always someone, friends, ex-partners, whatever. And it was like, this is interesting, So I ended up just taking some leave, packing my bag, leaving Auckland, and I didn't know where I was going to end up or where I was going to go, but I knew that if I needed to, Tauranga was the one place that I had visited. I didn't know anyone there. Anyway, a couple of months of leaving Auckland and going to Tauranga, it was almost like things worked out for me. I got there within days. The flat was organized. I didn't have to pay bond, ended up staying there. And then 2 years later, I call this my shaman's dream. I got diagnosed with BSLE, which is a rare kind of lupus, autoimmunity. And this was after I went back home to Fiji for 6 days. And when I came back, I had this health thing happen. And for 2 years after that, I became pretty much a guinea pig for Big Pharma. Because when you are in that situation, and the biggest thing is the unknown, right? And 2 years of infusions, medications, and everything, it hit me that something intuitively was like, why don't you just research lupus and spirituality? And it was quite funny because as soon as I looked up Wordsworth, but the awareness that came to me was like, how out of alignment am I that my body is attacking itself, right? That's what came to me, because that's what autoimmunity is, right? Your body doesn't know right from wrong and it's always on attack mode. And that's what it came to me, like in that concept. And that's when I started looking, because I always was out of the box and everything, had a couple of crystals and stuff, that been brought up a certain way. I wasn't really diving really much into it. But then I started working with energetics and self-love, right? It was quite interesting because that led me to self-love. And when I wholeheartedly started loving myself, through the 2 years and, going through all the health stuff that I did, I kid you not, I manifested my divine union with my partner. Yeah. He came into my life through internet dating, and then months later, I'm packing 10 years of being single, pretty much, and moving to Whangamata of all places.
Wow.
Yeah. And, so that's how I ended up here. Now, how this connected up to my Auckland days, this is when Victoria Park markets used to be the markets, like the real cool, hippy-dippy market. And I remember buying a little, I've actually got it here, a crystal from there, just a little, and this crystal remained with me throughout all the flats, houses, spaces, places, wherever I'd been, and it was still with me, and I had no idea what this was until I came to Whangamata, and when I looked it up, it's an ocean sea jasper.
Oh, we make
and it connects me to the water. Now, how ironic is this, that when the lupus diagnosis was given to me, I pretty much became a modern day vampire where I couldn't go out in the sun. Like, I had blisters come up and everything, right? And so I would wear big hats and long sleeves, and because I couldn't just go out, I'd start itching and blisters would come through. So when that happened, I couldn't go to the beach or anything for those 2 years. And so when I came to Whangamata, having this big sort of, alignment in life and finding my match when I thought that I was going to die a spinster with 1,000 cats. I didn't even like cats at the time. Right? So,
that is...
So coming to Whangamata, coming to Whangamata for me, if you would have asked me how I would have ended up here or when I would have ended up here, I would have been like, I don't know what you're talking about. I've never been to the place, right? All I know is that back in the day, an ex-boyfriend's ex-girlfriend had a batch here somewhere. Whom, funnily enough, I saw a couple of years ago here because they still have the badge. So it's quite interesting how I've ended up in Whangamata. But all in all, I mean, there's so many synchronicities and stories that have come through me. But I know that I'm here to anchor in something really big. I've always known that, like massively. And when the Merlin's chambers that I bought, when I started working with them, and 4 of them came to me, I was like, oh, I got 4 of them, and they look like the Heiteki. They're the same colors as the Heiteki. And they're 4 pentacles, and I didn't realize what they were until we looked into my astrology. Yeah. So, and then having Maya Island here, which is Tuhua, all that connection, and also Cathedral Cove. So the last time I was in Cathedral Cove, I know that when I visited there, I came home and literally Facebook glitched. Facebook glitched and took off my account to the point where they couldn't even retrieve it, right? And I knew that there was a ping that happened energetically. Something happened at that time, and that's when things started happening for me, and I got connected to COVID through there. you know, so it's been, and then when I saw you guys at Cathedral Cove, you know, doing the blessings of the Haiteki, I was like, okay, these connections are just lighting up now. So yeah, that is me in a nutshell. You know, but self-love and, you know, the whole manifesting in now time without thinking really does work.
It does. So I'm going to ask you a question here because I'm conscious of our time. What is your favorite practice of self-love, or what is your favorite spiritual practice right now that you can share with our audience that you know can help them?
I'll keep this simple because there's so many I can share. There's so many. I will keep this simple, okay? First thing in the morning when I get up, I'm still half asleep. I roll out of bed. I go and turn on my coffee machine, or I hit the jug for the jug to boil, and I walk out to the back door. As soon as I open the door, I look up, greeting, I look down, I walk on the ground, and all I do is I thank. All I say is, thank you, universe, for holding everything in place for me to be here in now time. Just saying that at least 3 times a day is what's helped me, you know, have those guidance come through. Like I've got a whole song list that, you know, communication comes through songs, mainstream songs, and you know, it's disappeared now. Forgot to tell you, there was a rainbow, a full spectrum rainbow just outside my window, say from 7:30, and it just disappeared when we started talking.
So everyone, this is the beautiful Shirley Ali. You are going to hear so much more from her. I'm going to be interviewing her more regularly, and I'm going to put the links for her so you can get in touch with her and learn to channel all things spiritual, ETs, beautiful crystals. What else have you got? Angels, stars. What else? Look, everything.
It's time to play.
Thank you so much for being here for this interview. Such a powerful time at the moment. It is. We really feel that us spiritual people, that we've done our hard work, don't we? And thank you so much for being here for this interview. And everyone, we'll see you back here soon on this channel, Manifestors Unite. Modi Order.